does say.
म्यूट करके अनम्यूट ट्राई करो.
I think it should be online now.
हाँ ठीक है, अभी चालू हुआ. Okay, cool. I'll share it here and there. Perfect. Okay, so you can do the intro again.
Well, like I said, welcome to the Hybrid Theory Racing League Division D Realistic at the Hungaroring in Budapest. Tonight, joining me in the comms box is Chips, the infamous commentator from most of our leagues now, the monologue expert, as some call him. Welcome, Chips. How are you feeling tonight, and what do you think about the race?
Well, I'm feeling pumped up and excited for the race. Hungary, it's not a track where you'll see a lot of overtakes being made per se, but because of the nature of the track. But for racing, surprisingly, still it's quite a fun track. I'll say it's good to drive around. So I'm looking
Yeah,
forward to see how they can.
you know, the one thing about this track, which is even in real life, rather, I'd say, is even though it has quite a high, high downforce and it's not that easy to overtake on. There's still a lot of action which happens because even though you're running quite some downforce on your car, it's quite a slippery track.
Yep. Like it's very easy to lose the rear end here at any time if you're not careful enough. And well, if I'm not wrong, these new pit buildings on the main straight, they weren't there for the real life race this year. If I'm not wrong, or were they?
Was it? I'm not really
I'm
sure about that. I wasn't paying too much attention to the pit
right.
buildings as much as you were doing, at least, Chips.
Yeah, yeah. Because as far as I know, these new pit buildings are just for the game. They're not necessarily. I don't think they are in real life. But alright, let's start looking at a few drivers. I think the first one who's going to be finishing his lap is going to be GRL Mosquito, who I think is going to be the first car to, well, set a lap as well. So on the soft tires, we see Vifix out on the mediums. What do you have to say about that? I mean, he's Vifix, but still.
He's VFix. I put him in a Williams. I'll put him in a F2 car and he'll still pull something out of the bag. So, I mean, enough said about him.
Yeah, most certainly. I think we should maybe arrange for a bicycle for him. That would be a proper mode of transportation around these tracks for him. That would be
Yeah,
a bit of a
and
challenge, but the man is an absolute beast. So let's see GRL Mosquito coming around the final corner, sweeping slow right-hander. You have to be very eager to put the power on, and he goes, well, provisional pole with 119.7. Although I expect that time to be, yeah,
yeah,
eclipsed right away as Shrikant has done with a fantastic lap of an 18.0. That should, well, even with current track conditions being as they are, I think that's a decent midfield time.
that
So
really
good
is,
run
but
by
you
him,
know
and half
that's
capacity
yeah,
remains.
that is also a McLaren, which is if I don't remember, is it the fifth fastest car or the sixth fastest car on the grid? I'm not sure because the F1 game really hasn't corrected performance charts yet. And according to the performance charts of the F1 22 game, Ferrari is still the fastest car out there, followed by Red Bull and then Mercedes. Ironically, it was the other way around in Brazil, where Mercedes was the fastest, with Red Bull a close second apart from their misfortunes. And yeah, I don't want to get into what happened with Red Bull, but Ferrari, a third place, a third and a fourth in Ferrari. I mean, since we do have a little bit of a lull right now, third and fourth in Ferrari. How you feeling about that, Chips? You're a livid Ferrari fan.
Well, I have grown to be disappointed by them, so I don't know what to say much about that, but at least it was better than, say, Hungary. This track, how they did
Yeah,
around here.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you know that too after knowing that Ferrari is a car which actually likes high downforce tracks, so you never really know. You know, there were so many theories about how the W13 is so moody that it just performs and doesn't perform, and you don't know what's happening. But actually, Ferrari are the ones who are moody, and it really doesn't have too much to do with the car performance, if you know what I mean.
Yep. I mean, it's the team internally loves to. I mean, I think they just love to shoot themselves in the foot week after week. So, and we have to bear the brunt of it as tifosi, as we very nicely say. So we have Jin who has joined meanwhile, before I forget to mention that, in the
Oh,
Ferrari.
that's good. Yeah,
Is
well,
that his correct car?
yep, it is. I did tell him that he has to take the Ferrari when he
Perfect.
is here. So,
So perfect. All right. And Vivix is just up by almost 6.5 tenths on the mediums in a Williams.
so that should
And
really put him in P4 as of now. I mean, provisionally, if he carries on with this lap as it is.
Yep, and he actually seems to be hooking up the car quite well through the corners. The lack of downforce doesn't get to him, and he goes
Yeah,
P4
P4.
as you
Yeah.
perfectly predicted. Well done. We saw a couple of laps from Abhishek's, Utkarsh, Smith, Azun as well. So Smith
Azun is on
currently
a lap
P2 in the AlphaTauri.
as well. Azun is
Yeah.
about 2.5 tenths up on his lap. I'm on board with him on his Aston Martin. The one thing good about what they've done is that they've updated the way the cars look, so the Aston Martin is not as disgusting to look at like it was before.
Yes, most certainly. And I think, as we can see from the tire indicator, if you have that pulled up, he's done 2 outlaps. Or maybe he's done 2 fast laps. I'm not sure what he's done, but nonetheless, he's on a good lap now, and he goes, well, he stays P5,
P5.
improves by a couple of tenths. So, good lap by him, especially considering the fact that he's done multiple outlaps. In real life, I think we saw drivers do multiple outlaps around here, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yep, and I mean it was a thing which the Mercedes really needed to do to warm up its tires. The Red Bulls, the way they were, they just went for it, and they laps just stuck.
Yep. And
Abhishek goes
Abhishek's in the
fastest. Wow.
Alpine. Yep. So I think 2 outlaps is the norm around here, at least in the game, because we see Abhishek as well. He has also done 2 laps. So let's see. Shrikant is on a hot lap, or is he just on his out lap? I think no, this is out lap. Has to be. So Jin is also out in the Ferrari on the medium tires. He could be up, putting up a surprise here. Surprise result, I feel. But let's see. Shrikant in the McLaren, he put in a very good time right at the beginning, so I expect him to follow suit. And GR
So if you could just invite him.
Yes, I will do that.
So Shrikant going into turn 3, hits the apex well, gets onto the power, clips the inside curve perfectly, but there was a little bit of a lift off there, so I don't think that was ideal. Going into this turn, he keeps it together, not pushing the car completely, but the game is showing me he's on a purple sector. I hope that is not wrong. Going into the chicane, he brakes well, takes it again well, hooking up this lap pretty well here, and the slow right-hander he is going through. The car seems pretty much planted the way he's forcing it, and there was a bit of a yeah. He's 3 tenths down on his lap though. So I don't know what happened there, and he's backed off. I don't understand why he's backed off here, because
Thakurva on the mediums in the Alfa Romeo was P3.
Thakurva, interestingly, before the race, he messages me and he's like, I hope I don't spin in a good car today. So I don't know whether he thinks of the Alfa Romeo as a good car or a bad car, but if he spins, we know it's a good car.
Yeah, well, he did spin on his soft run. I did happen to catch that. So Jin around the final corner, and he is on a great lap, and he goes P1 on the mediums. Great lap by him.
And oxidized rate goes even faster in the W13 there. Wow. But yeah, Jin is on the mediums there. But you know what? That really won't matter at the end of the day, because I mean it's going to be a fresh allocation of tires to the race with, you can start on whichever tire you want as well. So it's all about placing your car in the number 1 grid spot around Hungary at least.
Yep. Most certainly, and I think that is going to be dependent on the championship standing. So that's going to be quite interesting to see how that plays out.
Utkarsh, meanwhile, I think is on a flyer right now. He is approaching the end of sector 1. He is up. Oh, he's not. He's marginally down on his sector 1 time. Maybe he can hook it up. He's not really hitting all the apexes right now, as I can see. going into
And
the
that inside
chicane.
curb is an auto spin curb, and this curb can also really offset your car. I mean, it's dynamics at the end of the day, how you tend to drive. That's an Alfa Romeo going slowly. I think that must be Smith, just on his outlap or something.
Smith is on
I think
Alpha
that is,
Tauri.
yeah. Yeah, and Utkarsh up by 8 and almost 9 tenths. That's a great middle sector there. I think he must have certainly made a mistake
That
on his first
should
run.
also that should put him around P4, P3 if I'm not wrong. I think.
At least it's a top 5.
Yeah,
Certainly it's a top
I think
5.
a P3 with the way he's rounding up this final corner should be on the plate for him. And oh, it's a P4.
P4.
He misses that out by almost 2 tenths there. Meanwhile, we have Abhishek who's on lap. He's rounding off the final sector right now. He's on an out lap right now.
Smith is just about to start his lap, and Abhishek is just about to finish his lap behind him. So Smith, he backs out. His lap is already invalidated. I don't understand how the game did that.
VFix is rounding off the last corner round to complete his lap on the softs. And
It's going to be a great lap.
oh, and he goes P3 in that Williams. Wow, that is the slowest car on the grid, ladies and gentlemen.
Look, I don't think it matters to this.
Oh, and Abhishek had a Red Bull which was spinning right in front of him. I'm not sure that was Utkarsh. Yeah, it was him. Oh, and he has to deal with some traffic. He has a brake board which has been completely. Oh, wow.
And
Carnival is starting to set in.
50-meter board there. Yeah. Caesar and the Aston, I think he invalidated his lap and he's now taking out the 15-meter board. And
oh, and Utkarsh means he takes too much of that inside curb, and that curb can really spin you off.
Oh. I think Azun was thrown off by us. I think there's an Alpine who spun as well. So some chaos going on. There's a slow-moving Red Bull, slow-moving Merc. I'm not sure what is going on, but we have Azun who's about to go into the pit lane. All right. So it's a bit of a convoluted situation right now. Mosquito is he on an out lap? Is he on a hot lap? I'm not sure.
No, he's invalidated though.
Right now?
Yep, I do.
Yeah. Alright, so well, Mosquito is using battery, but he is not going anywhere too fast. So.
Smith, I think, has just started his lap now.
Yeah, he has. So I think at long last, Smith has finally got clear of, well, making way of the other drivers and is coming through this downhill section now, this turn 3, I believe. And yeah, now onto the uphill section, end of sector 1. He is up by, well, marginally, it's about 300. So through this medium speed right hander, the auto spin curb, he avoids it, but he goes a bit too deep on the curbing there. So let's see through the chicane, let's see his line through here. Relatively clean and well done. He could have carried a bit more speed there, but through this sneaky section, left, right, and he's done the first part of that quite well. The second part, the slow moving car, that's an Alpine. I hope he gets out of the way. Yes, he does. So he's up by 200ths in the middle sector. As of now, this would not see him improving from his position, but let's see what he can do in this final sector. Carrying decent speed, a bit slow on the exit of that apex, I feel, but let's see. Final corner, bit indecisive, I think, with his steering, but as he comes up to the line, he goes P6, so his final sector was good enough to promote him up 2 places. Oh, Takuro spins on the final corner while up by 6.5 tenths. That has to be painful. So, do you think we are running out of the drivers are running out of time now if they want to, like, say?
Yeah, they would really have to, go out and make sure they're on their out laps, unless they don't want to leave it too late. Leaving it too late is, it can be beneficial if you time it exactly right. Meanwhile, Caesar has a big moment, I think. Oh, so that's Abhishek. He's on his out lap. A lot of traffic can build up in the last part of this track, so it's not really, it's all matter of luck. If you place your car well, you can get a lap in, and you know how the mess usually unfolds otherwise.
I do. Hungary is, well, it has a penchant for being quite the traffic paradise, as Yuki Tsunoda famously said. Takarwa is on another lap, but is this an in lap? I think it might be his battery is not going up, neither is it going down. No, it's going up now. Alright, so Thakurva, will he have enough time to go in and come out? I think it's going to be touch and
I
go, but he needs to really hurry up.
Yeah, I don't think he has enough time to come out because let's say oh yeah, he definitely doesn't have enough time. I don't know what
Yeah,
he did there, but
I
he
think
doesn't have
he's
enough time.
yeah, he's getting out of the way for his teammate, who I believe is on an out lap. So that was very generous of Thakurva, but I don't think he knew that his teammate there, Anton, was on an out lap. So we could certainly see a few more drivers improve. Vifix, I don't know if he's gonna come out on track again. I just see a car coming out of it right now, so it's gonna be touch and go for them. I think everybody, save for 3 or 4 drivers, is out on track. Oxidize is going faster, but he has some traffic ahead of him. That's an Alpine who's just lagged out of the way there. So I hope that didn't affect Oxidize's lap.
Oh, and there's
At the
another
chicane,
car.
there's a car who's just gone straight through the
Oh,
garage
and
there.
he's
And Oxidize,
won.
yeah.
He
So
was up on that time.
as a driver, you really can get flustered and frustrated because of other drivers really just getting out of the way, but then not doing it in a, well, how would you put it, the most appropriate manner, and which really causes you to make a mistake like he has done once again. He's spun. Uh, do we have anybody in and out? Srikanth is on a hot lap, but he goes very wide and he taps the wall there. And there's a Aston Martin of Caesar, I believe. Yeah, he's on an out lap. So Caesar, Easy Level Bot, and URL Pradeep have not set a lap time whatsoever. What do you think the strategy is?
Well, they probably do know how the grid is going to be reset, but yeah, just
I expect Caesar to put in a lap, proper lap. Let's see. He is one of the more rapid drivers out there, and well, we do know his speed. Caesar is not one to be toyed around with. I think somebody improved, or well, everyone have safe for one driver on their hot lap now. Smith, I don't think he's gonna get to the line in time. I think he just misjudged it a bit, but
oh, and Jin
Caesar
has spun around
is
also, so he's not going to
true
improve on
that.
his lap.
There's a lot of traffic. If you look at turn one, there's a Haas and a Mercedes going really close together. And Easy Level Bot, I think, is just set at lap time, which has, where is he? I don't see
P10,
him.
he's P10.
All right, I just lost in the sea of cars there. So Caesar, well, I'm not sure. There's a slow-moving Ferrari there.
Oh, and
Abhishek's
Smith
going
goes. Oh,
P1.
sorry, Abhishek goes P1. Wow, in an Alpine, that is a brilliant time.
Yes, beating the
Meanwhile,
Merc and the Ferrari.
VFix, let's see what he can do.
Let's see, Caesar on a decent lap as well. But yeah, we can focus on VFix first. Somebody just hit a lap time. I think that was Azun. Uh, Vifix is down by a tenth or so. Let's see what he can do in the final sector. Caesar coming up to the final corner. These two are going to be one behind the other. Let's see where Caesar can end up as he comes across the line and goes P6. So
Wow,
right at the
and
end, the line
VFix
has been
goes
reset.
he stays P4. He improves marginally by half a tenth. We have Srikanth who stays P8. Oxidize goes
Oxidize.
faster. Wow, and he didn't have any ERS left. If you can see that.
Yeah, brilliant lap by him there.
Wow.
Great, great effort. Oxidize, wow. Making that W13 proud. Toto Wolff happy.
Yeah, I mean,
Great result
yeah,
by
you
him.
remember Russell? He also saved it right for the end when he went on
Yeah,
pole. So wow,
yeah, and it
that's
was
a brilliant lap there.
at this very track as well. So I think the W13 comes alive at this track. So, well, great lap by the Merc driver. Only one driver has not set a time, and that is URL Pradeep. But great effort by Jin. I believe this is his debut. Is it? I think it
Yep, it
is.
is his debut.
So great effort by Jin to qualify P3. Although I think he's going to be likely starting in on pole.
Yep.
Considering
Yeah.
the, so we can run through the grid now. You can do the honors.
Yeah, so we have Oxidize Rage who's taken pole position from Abhishek, followed by Jin, VFix, Utkarsh, Mercurial Caesar, Smith Shah, Shrikant Das, Azun, Thakurva, Anton, Easy Level Bot, GRL Mosquito, Ibrahim, Spandan, and URL Pradeep. So that is the grid here.
It's a bit of a, well, how would you say, mixed grid.
Yep.
Thakurva and Jin set their best lap times on the mediums, so they had some more pace in the bag, I
Yeah,
feel, for
definitely. I think
sure.
definitely that
Thakur,
Ferrari would have gone faster if he
yeah,
did manage to put in the lap there.
yes. And surprising that Thakur on the medium still went faster than his teammate, so who qualified on the soft. So we could well have seen Thakur in like P5 or top five. So let's see. But as we move on to what is not the main race, we move on to a three lapper where some drivers will certainly be frustrated with how their quali has gone.
And they
Some
will
might
be
be
taking
dejected.
out their frustration on some others as well. So
Yes, yes. So we are in for a nice treat right now, and while we wait for oxidize, what do you think the strategy would be for the main race?
I would suggest starting on the hard tires and going on to the mediums would be ideal, but knowing these realistic performance cars and also realistic drivers, oh wow, it's nice and cloudy for this three
Dim.
lapper. As
Yeah.
we can only see the Mercedes garage of Spandan and Oxidizer Age, where the mechanics are pretty much chilling inside there. They probably don't have too much work to do right now, but they won't. They will be knowing that the cars are going to be coming in 100 pieces back to them. Um Made takeout scenes by is what Ajitesh said. I don't know what he means by that, but here we have lights out and away we go. And I think we have four. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, I see a front wing. Oh wow, who's
oh,
that? That was
Alfa Romeo.
oh the Alfa Romeo is really making sure that
Oh,
oh we're
turn one is
front
an.
wing.
Oh, I see a car in the air. This is Valtteri Bottas is perfect. This Valtteri Bottas is wet dream.
Oh, Jin is still going by the way. So let's see. Ibrahim, like always, just wants to pull away. I think he forgets
He's
that this.
disconnected. I think he's disconnected. And an easy level bot has just gone into the wall somewhere, and so
Oh,
has
Oxidize
Spandan.
really
No,
tried.
Spandan flying.
Spandan is trying hard, but he's not. He's not being able to DNF his car. Poor
The
lad.
Merc is built like a tank.
It really is, because you saw yesterday also, Max hit Hamilton and Max's wing broke.
Yep.
Spandan is really trying
And
hard
he's
now, and he's going to go into that Ferrari. No, oh, he finally breaks it. Yep,
and oh,
and
flying in
Abhishek
the
is
air, the
trying as well.
Mercedes.
Come on,
And
Abhishek.
Caesar in the lead. And let's see what Abhishek can do. He retires on track, all right. So let's see Caesar. What's he gonna do? He's gonna complete a lap. I think he is. He has a drive through. So I mean, whatever's the case, come on, Caesar. Give us an entertaining crash at least. And he crosses the line. And with a fantastic fastest lap, no, he won't get it. All
Damn,
agreed.
that's what he wanted to do for so long, man. Caesar, you're boring.
His only hope is getting P1 and as soon as this.
That is for sure.
So while we just wait for uh, yeah. So nobody said a lap time. Brilliant. Anyways, I think we should go on mute now.
Yep.
So we shall be back, everyone, with the grid.
Bye. Thanks.
Bye.
And we are back online for the main race of the Hybrid Theory Racing League at the Hungaru Ring in Budapest. Continuing with me in the comms box is Chips. So, Chips, take me through what you felt in qualifying and what we have in store for us in the race.
Well, qualifying, I think, left a lot to be desired for a few. I think Thakurva and Jin had something still in store compared to what we ended up seeing. So I expect some I expect a surprise in the main race. Are you there? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm there. I was just checking if we were audible on the stream, and we are. So, Gaurav, your question is answered. We are very much audible. But yeah, like you said, I'm sorry, Chips, I didn't pay too much attention. But what I gather is that Jin and Thakur have some more pace to show. They have the
Yeah,
cast to do so. At least Jin, for sure, he does. Um,
certainly.
One
And
thing
he's
I
starting
think
from
we need
pole,
to
so
remember is also that the tire wear is quite high in Hungary, and the Ferrari will be kind of on its tires because it is more closer. It is a much better car in terms of the performance rankings. But that being said, I am not discounting VFix from anything because of the recent past
yeah,
of where he ends up every time, every race. But yeah, let's see what we have in store. And it
Oh
is
my!
raining! Wow! This is going to
Wow!
be fun, and I heard that clap, Chip, so I'm as excited as you are, and this is going to be an entertaining one.
Wow, you don't expect rain to spice stuff up, but well, when it rains, it pours. And today's race in Hungary, at least the start is no different. So, well, now what do you think? I hope everybody has a wet setup. Well, I sincerely do hope so. The stands are empty, if you can look on the screen there on the reflection, but
So Smith
this
is
is
a little bothered that the weather wasn't changed to dry, but I gotta tell Smith that that is not supposed to be changed to dry either way. It is supposed to
yeah.
be on dynamic, and it is very dynamic right now. I am loving this chips. I don't know about you, but I this really
Yeah.
throws a spanner into the works for everyone because it's not gonna be easy, and it does look like it's quite some heavy rain. So yeah.
So the thing is that rain nullifies any car to a large extent nullifies the car advantage, and the driver plays a much bigger role when it is raining and the performance of the cars is realistic. So somebody's pressed ready, so in 30 seconds, 25 rather, we will be going. So with the driver now being more in charge, I feel like somebody who's like a bit further back down the grid is gonna have a better chance as well. Those up front, they even though if they're in better cars, they will have some real tough competition coming their way. But nonetheless, 5 seconds left, and well, no point deciding tires, looking at the tire situation because everybody is certainly on full wets, or is it inters? No, it's full wets, I think. Oh, it's inters, I think.
Yep, it
Yeah, I
does
can
look
stop
like
thinking by
it
looking.
is
It's inters.
yeah, yeah. I was just gonna say that, Chip, that you don't need to really put in so much thought to that when the game really does. I mean, I know the game is glitched and we don't trust it too much, but this is something we could trust it for.
And so let's just run through the grid here. So it is obviously reverse championship standings, and Jin is on pole in the Ferrari, some things that the Tifosi love to see, but as of now they can only see in the game. Shrikant is P2, Utkarsh and GRL Mosquito locking out the second row in the Red Bulls P3 and P4. Oxidize and Spandan locking out P5, the third row. Anton and Thakur are fourth row. Pradeep is in a bit of no man's land, P9 in the McLaren, with Ibrahim giving him company. Abhishek, his teammate, is right behind him. Smith is the sole AlphaTauri today, and well, I see a bit of lag there. I hope that doesn't carry on into the race. Same goes for Easy Level Bot and Vifix, who are also the only drivers in their respective teams. Easy Level Bot in the Haas 13th, Azun and Caesar in the Aston Martin. They are the last of the pairings. There's a McLaren was gone a bit wide there. I think that is Pradeep.
Yoral Pradeep,
Yeah,
yeah.
that is. He's made a slight mistake there, and VFX is back of the grid. Well, let's see what he can do. Never say never. It is anything can happen in Formula One.
Yep.
It usually does. So,
Especially
up
in league
ahead.
racing.
Yeah, and Jin has spun. So that's a surprise. And in his pursuit to get back, he's taking a bit too much grass there. I feel not the kind of grass you want to be on. And somebody's broken a marker board there, polystyrene barrier. So for those who don't use racing line or ABS, that's going to be a bit of a problem. But let's see, the last car on the grid is going to be VFX. So would you like to take us through the start or should I? Oh, some people are
Yep,
spinning.
I shall do that. Just getting across.
Yeah, I'll let you know when the last car is on the grid, so you can do the honors. Anton has been disqualified, the only car as of now who has been disqualified. Everybody else is kept it clean. Smith, who was with us just a moment ago, he had a bit of a spin at the penultimate corner. Coming to the final corner, Vifix is just about to line up. Smith himself is about to line up. They're all wanting to get that perfect grid slot rather, and Vifix disqualified. But Smith is the last car. He's on the grid, and Yash, you can take us away.
Yep, and I am trying to get a good view of NVFO 5, and it's lights out and away we go. Give me a good angle, Cody's, come on. And there was a brilliant start from Jin right there. We have 3 cars going side by side there. Oh, it's gonna be carnage, isn't it?
It's relatively clean,
Yeah.
I'll say. And
Everyone was
Srikanth
minding their
coming
own
on the
business
second
there.
to eighth. Yeah, Srikanth second to eighth. Horrible start for him. The two Red Bulls have had differing fortunes here. Utkarsh is battling with Caesar, who's in P3. Okay, how has he done that from what was likely the back row of the grid? I think it was.
He's made up 12 positions on the first lap there.
We have a yellow flag, a stray yellow flag there. But yeah, Caesar with an absolute lightning start. And well, Vifix is still last of the running cars. Smith, Azun, and oh, who's that? Azun goes onto the gravel there, taking the Lewis Hamilton line there. So somebody crossed over his line there, pushed him wide. I think that's what happened. And Vifix is just behind Azun. Is he going to be able to overtake him around the outside at this medium low speed right hander? Yes, he can. But up ahead, Jin with an absolute lightning start. P1 by almost a second and a half from Spandan, and Caesar, I must applaud him for how he managed to. His start was amazing there.
Yeah, and Utkarsh is chasing him down a little bit now. But yeah, Spandan is also chasing Jin down quite rapidly there.
And yes, absolutely. Spandan making inroads. I think Jin is just a bit out of touch with the game. I don't know how much he's been able to.
We have Smith going on the outside of Anton here. Going into turn 1, they give each other enough room, and they're still side by side.
Yeah, Pradeep has the best view of all of this as they go downhill into turn 2. Let's see, Smith with the inside line. Anton has some superior grip, but he's forced wide, and
Yep, Smith completes a move there.
Pradeep spins.
Oh, that's not
half spin at least. Yeah, that's a half spin, and Pradeep is last of the running cars as of now, and he's a regen. All right. So
meanwhile, Utkarsh is right at the tail of Caesar now.
Yes, the brand going very wide there. Utkarsh, yeah, he is making moves. Oxidize and Thakurva battling really close. Thakurva made a good start there from, I think it was 9th or 10th place. So
he was on P8, Thakurva. So he's made up 2 places.
So great start by him. Abhishek's is also making some inroads on Thakurva, but he's coming under threat from Srikanth, who's had a dismal start. Srikanth, like nothing like it. Caesar is falling back from Spandan, and Spandan himself is catching up to Jin. They are ahead by about 3.5 seconds from Caesar, so I think that just shows how well crap the Aston Martin really is compared to the other cars. But Caesar holding him quite well against the Red Bull Mercedes Alpha behind him, and I expect to see some inroads being made.
Yep, he is creating some sort of a train over there now.
Jin made a slight mistake. He had some rear sliding there and into this down section into turn 2. Can can Spandan make a move on Jin? Mercedes versus Ferrari, and Ferrari still staying ahead for now. Vifix making a move on Anton up into P12 there further back. He's making some steady progress, not too much, but okay. Anton and Azun battling, and into this this is a place where we saw the two Alpine teammates battle in the real life race, and Azun giving Anton enough respect. The side by side going up the hill at the end of sector 1. I think Azun is going to seed. Yes, he is. All right. So close racing, respectful racing, mind you, as well. So that's good to see. Always good to see.
Yep.
And Jin has been overtaken by Spandan through this.
I think Jin had a moment there.
Yeah, he started to struggle there, and Spandan is already in the lead by a second. So no, I'm sure Jin made a mistake. That's really unlike him to.
Oh yeah, and now he's
locking up. Is he locking up, or is he just well? I don't know what's happening to him, but. Whatever the case, he's lost a lot of time to Spandan, almost 3 seconds, and he's been caught by Caesar there. So and
he's pitting because he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have a front wing.
Oh, were you also on POV this entire
Yeah,
time?
I was. I really was. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think my influence spreads far and wide there.
Meanwhile, Utkarsh right on the tail of that Aston Martin row. He would be wanting to get this move done fast, knowing that Oxidize is really charging up behind him.
Yeah, but see, Utkarsh can't really find a way past Caesar, because if he could have made the move, he would have certainly done so, and he wouldn't have waited for 4 or 5 laps to do so. Caesar really placing his car quite well, but as you see that Utkarsh has some great traction out of corners, but none of the straights over here, apart from the main straight, are long enough for Utkarsh to have any sort of a reasonable gain, and Caesar gets good exits out of the slow corners for some reason, but. There you go. Ibrahim and Anton very close, but I think there was some chaos going on. Ibrahim, well, there is there are a few bunches going on in the all across the field. Spandan has pulled away. There's a big bunch behind Caesar. Then Mosquito is a bit further back from P7, and then Azun is about 3.5 down on Vifix in P12.
Yep.
So, well, this race start has been entertaining to say the least, and as I say that, Mosquito goes a bit wide there. Easy level bot in the Haas catching up to him. So, well, I expect some moves being made. Shrikant still stuck behind Abhishek, and he's taking a very odd line through there. Abhishek himself squirming to get power down, and Spandan with the fastest lap, 1:29.3. That's what, 10 seconds slower than what we saw in quali?
Yep, and he's 5.7 seconds ahead of Caesar, so he's running away with it right now.
And Utkarsh really keeping Caesar honest here. Every single braking zone, every single corner exit, he really keeps Caesar honest, but Caesar himself using all of his skill to get ahead, stay ahead rather. With inter conditions now, I see the rain is kind of disappearing. So when do you expect the first pit stop to be made? Utkarsh with a great run through this downhill section, uphill section rather, but he has to see his progression there. Do you expect?
I think it'll be another 4 laps, 5 laps at least.
Yeah, because the track is still damp. It's no way, shape or form ready for Thakurva having a moment there. It's not ready for dries yet, as we saw there from Thakurva, where it's still easy to lose your car, and Abhishek's eyes must have really opened up wide there through that corner. It was through the auto spin curb, so I think Thakurva just had a slight movement there. But yeah, through sector 2, Thakurva not really making time on Oxidize, and Abhishek really gaining on Thakurva. Shrikant a bit further back is still within touching distance, but not doing much henceforth. Easy level bot has caught up to Mosquito and could be looking to make a move. It's a matter of how fast does the track dry up. It's a matter of judgment call. So with Spandan setting consecutive fastest laps, I assume that the track is slowly drying out, because I'm sure he's not purposely using up all his battery to just set fastest lap after fastest lap. Makes no sense. Caesar is really gaining on him. Look, by a couple of tenths.
Yep, he is. And Caesar is pulling Utkarsh and Oxidize with him as well.
And Abhishek's on Thakurva. Is he going to send one down the inside at this at turn 2? Yes, he is. He goes onto the grass there. Thakurva giving enough room. These two really respectfully racing, and the Alfa Romeo staying ahead of the Alpine for now. Shrikant had a good view of that and went a bit deep there into that corner. And well, there's some good racing going on. He's sliding there through the end of sector 1, start of sector 2.
Meanwhile, look how close
But
Oxidize is to Utkarsh right now.
he's almost touching the Red Bull's gearbox there. And well, he was through the chicane. Oxidize holding up quite well. He set a very good lap time in qualifying, and so well, look at the differing lines through there. I think it just shows. Let's see what Spandan does. I think we're still another lap away from Dries, at least, if not 2 more. Because, yeah, look, 7 seconds is his lead. So even if he, say, accidentally does a Lewis Hamilton, stays out for another lap, he won't have that much to worry about. He sets another fastest lap. So, it's closely matched all around, but Utkarsh on Caesar, is he going to make a sudden dive into turn 1? And let's see, no, he does not. So, Caesar really doing quite well there to hold on in the Aston. Utkarsh, even with a superior grip, can't do much to get past the Aston Martin. And alright, Ibrahim and Anton having a bit of a battle side by side down the main straight. So let's see if the Alpine can get past Jin with the fastest lap on those fresher intermediates. And Anton cuts off Ibrahim, and Ibrahim, well, has to settle for 14th for now. So what I'm surprised about is how Jin is ahead of Pradeep. How did that happen?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how that happened as well.
Pradeep had a spin, so did it really affect his race that much? Ibrahim that's our first penalty of the race. Ibrahim 3-second penalty for track extension. And Utkarsh still there or thereabouts. He's been there or thereabouts as he has a moment there. Oxida is really closing up to him. I think Utkarsh just hit a damp patch and went onto the curbing there and put the power down at the worst possible moment. But Oxida is closing up to Utkarsh, but not being able to make a move on this occasion. And alright, through the penultimate corner, he's really getting desperately close to the rear wing, the gearbox there of the Red Bull. And Utkarsh with a better exit this time through the final corner. Caesar is gonna come under threat, I think. Caesar himself will be defending, but no. I think Utkarsh is a bit too far back. THTRL with the fastest lap, so well, good effort by him on. He's on the same inters which he started the race on, and he's showing some decent pace, won't you say?
Meanwhile, Caesar, Utkarsh.
And Oxidize might follow suit as well through this sweeping left-hander. Is he going to be able to make a move? I don't think so. So Caesar's, I think Aston is really not giving him good exits there, and Caesar going a bit deep into that corner, losing a bit of time to Utkarsh, and Oxidize right behind him, looking ready to pounce. Utkarsh has a bit of a moment, going a bit wide there through that medium speed left-hander, through this slow right-hander. Is a move coming at the chicane for Oxidize? It is not, because he's a bit too far back. So he needs to work on his exits, Oxidize, because he knows that Caesar is struggling with his own exits. And I think within another lap we should see a pit stop being made by the race leader Spandan, or are we going to see a gambler further back?
Yeah, I think someone further the back would gamble onto the slick tires first.
So Utkarsh really making crazy inroads into Spandan's lead there. He's already cut it by what, 1.5 seconds. It was 7 seconds. It's now down to 5.4, 5.2. Spandan pits. All right, so I'm gonna follow.
Okay, all three of the back pit as well. Meanwhile, Thakurwa stays out. Shrikant pits, Abhishek pits, GRL Mosquito pits, Easy Level stays out, Smith Shah pits, VFix pits, Azun is into the pits as well. Anton is coming around the penultimate corner. What does he do? He also, goes into the pits.
He's on the hards.
That is interesting.
When the track's grip is really low, we still.
Jin also stays out. Wow.
So I mean, it's worth it, because you look at the traffic in the pit lane. It was a bit of a mess. I saw a Red Bull going through a Mercedes there, also the other way around. But well, I want to see how Caesar fares on the hard tires. He really needs to be very, very delicate. Have the most feather-fingered person out there.
They're definitely not full throttle.
That's less than half throttle there, I think. And let's see, Spandan, is he making time or is he losing time on easy level bot? He is gaining time, so maybe it was not the best of decisions for them to stay out easy level bot in Thakur and Jin as well. Anton on the softs, most have opted to go for the mediums apart from Caesar and Abhisheks. So who are on the hards, and Anton is on the softs. So, well, let's see. They're not losing too much time. Thakurov might still come out reasonably right around where he was prior to the pit stop phase. So Thakurov into the box now. Easy level bot is gonna follow suit as well. Vifix and Mosquito battling, and Vifix is ahead. What's Jin gonna do? Jin is gonna box as well. I think Oxidize really feisty right behind Caesar. Through this penultimate corner, the Mercedes getting really close to the Aramco rear wing of the Aston. And let's see what Thakur and Easy Level Bot can do. What strategy they choose. Both, I think, are going to go on to the medium. DRS is enabled, and Oxidize with DRS. Is he going to make a move into turn 1 on the Aston Martin of Mercurial Caesar? I think he is. Yes, going to send one down the inside. Thakurva with the...
And they have jumped Thakurva. You can see Thakurva actually gets very close to them while staying out on the inters.
So Thakur's gamble there really paid off, and Srikanth and Easy Level Bot very close as well. So I think the gamble to stay out an extra lap really worked out for them. But as I say that, Abhishek and Easy Level Bot side by side, Abhishek with the superior grip, and warmer tires really getting the better of Easy Level Bot there despite being on the harder tires. So Caesar losing a place to Oxidize there. And Spandan is now going to be under threat from the Red Bull of Utkarsh, who's really making up good inroads on his lead there. But yeah, great by Thakurva. Either his outlap was good enough, or maybe the conditions just necessitated for the drivers to stay out for an extra lap on the intermediates. But whatever's the case, he is now ahead, and Abhishek has, I think, fallen back. Srikanth was behind him, now Srikanth is ahead of him.
Yeah, meanwhile, VFix is right at the back of GRL Mosquito. That's also a move which might be coming in soon.
Yep, absolutely. VFX in the Williams, well, he's not made up the crazy inroads I expected he would, considering his pace. Spandan with the fastest lap, but VFX still in the Williams, doing exceptionally well. Utkarsh fastest lap, Oxidize fastest lap. So the fastest lap tumbling down the order there between the top three, and GRL Mosquito right behind Smith Shah. This looks like a move which could be made. Alfa Romeo versus Red Bull sister team versus senior team. Let's see what Mosquito can do into turn 1. Smith defends the outside, covers the inside as well. Mosquito going very deep into that corner. That's going to open up the room for VFX. No, it is not. But Mosquito still having the better drive out of that corner because of his, well, very deep entry into that corner there. But Smith, I think, is going to hold on this occasion. Srikanth getting very close to Thakurva. So the McLaren versus the Aston versus the Alfa there, sorry. I don't think it's much of a competition. But, well, Thakurva really doing quite well to hold on to P5. 10 points. Good effort by him. But Srikanth getting extremely close through this snaky section. So Thakurva going a bit deep into that corner, making a slight mistake. That's really going to open up the door for Srikanth. Thakurva again taking a very
and Srikanth spins, and he's that's out. Is that a safety car?
I think it is.
That be say yes, it is.
It is.
Yep.
Full safety car. So is anyone going to box? Utkarsh cuts the pit entry there. All right. Well.
Yeah, but I don't understand why would he. Okay, he might be going on to the hards now. Oxidize doesn't box behind him. Utkarsh, Caesar stays out.
No one boxes. I don't think anyone apart from Anton might be boxing. Smith staying within the white line and boxing there. So clean entry from him. Well,
even Smith boxed.
Let me just see. Vifix boxes as well. So I'm just going to put it out to you like this. If you know how Seb Vettel entered the pit in Hungary 2010,
yeah,
it was very similar to that for Utkarsh there. So, well, he could have done a bit more to avoid getting a possible penalty. Pradeep driving very slowly. Why is he doing so? So Spandan has caught up to the safety car. Anton in the pits. Let's see. Utkarsh came out on the hard tires, but he certainly has a penalty coming his way for the pit entry, I think. We penalize pit entries as well, right? Not just pit exit. Do we?
Well, we do have.
Alright, so Utkarsh has a penalty likely coming his way. And well, I'm sorry, not sorry for having spotted that. Smith, Vivix, Anton, all on the hards. So, sensible decision. Because, look, Hungary, you can get safety cars around here. So, is it the wise call to maybe commit to staying out till the end on a set of hards, or taking the risk and going on to another set of mediums? No one has done that, but do you think that was a worthy strategy option?
I mean, it is a little difficult to overtake around here, but also that being said, I mean, Utkarsh does have the disposal of the Red Bull with him, so hopefully that will propel him upwards on the grid. Even, in fact, this brings Jin also right back into the race after being
Yeah.
after staying out that extra lap on the intermediates.
I think he benefited from that, to be honest. And well, considering the fact that he had no front wing and well was really struggling to make up any further inroads after that, he really has. He's now back in the race, and we could see more. We certainly are going to see more of Jim from here on. But I think the last car is going to be URL Pradeep, who's just about to catch up. He is not going particularly rapidly catching up to the field. So I'm not sure what he is doing, but so as of now, we have only one driver with a penalty, which is going to be applied at the end of the race. That is Ibrahim, and we have only one retiree, which is Shrikant Das in the McLaren. His McLaren teammate Yuval Pradeep is also down 15th. So it's not been a very good time for the McLaren in general. Yesterday in the real life race, we saw well both Daniel Ricciardo and Lando Norris retire for well with differing reasons, but they both retired. So it's obviously never good to retire from a race. Do you think that the McLaren is just not having a good time?
Yeah, I really do think so because I think yesterday was a double retirement for the McLaren boys after Monaco 2020, if I'm not wrong, which was
There was no Monaco
quite
in
a
2020.
wasn't then Monaco in 21 maybe. I'm not really sure which Monaco or
No,
Monza
Lando on the
rather.
podium. I think you
Okay,
mean Nürburgring 2020, maybe. All
I'm
right,
not okay.
nonetheless,
Safety
safety
was
was in
in
this
this
lap.
lab. Okay,
Let's just
going
focus
on.
on the race.
Yep, my
So,
bad. Let's go on board with
yes.
Caesar right now in the Aston Martin, following the two
Okay.
Mercedes, having closely chased by Thakurva and Abhishek's behind. So let's see what happens and let's see where Spandan goes.
So well, his teammate right behind
Do you
him would
think
be
there will be
hoping
team
that.
orders here at Mercedes tonight?
Let's wait and see. We didn't see it yesterday. Are we gonna see it today? Spandan taking it tentative, but he has bolted. Oxra is right behind him, and he's not been able to put the power down well enough. Same goes for Caesar. Further back, the field is a bit closely bunched up. Easy level but close to Abhishek. Abhishek's close to Thakurva. Into turn one, Abhishek's looking to make a move around the outside of the Alfa Romeo. Yes, he breaks very late. Thakurva defends this. Abhishek's going to go for the switchback. Yes, he is. Is he going to get the grip? I don't think he is. So, well, easy level bot enjoying all this from the comfort of his Haas in P6 there. And Utkarsh and Ibrahim battling side by side into this slow left-hander, and Utkarsh getting past Ibrahim, or does he? Oh, Ibrahim puts up a good fight, but he has to.
Meanwhile, Jin is right on the tail of Ibrahim now in that Ferrari, so he will
and
be
Ibrahim
wanting to make
wide.
a.
Oh, through this right hander.
Oh, what a move! Oh, and he touched and they spun around. Oh, that is so unfortunate there.
And this is, I'll say, quite similar to what happened to Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc. Yes, Charles Leclerc yesterday.
Yeah,
It's a matter of
that's really
making a
unfortunate.
move, yeah, around the outside, but then, well, let's see what the stewards decide. It's not for me to decide. Oxray's up ahead has really closed up to Spandan while Caesar has fallen back. So I think team orders are not the second. Mercedes is really going to be feisty on the lead Mercedes. But yeah, let's see. Easy level bot and Abhishek's. These three, Thakurva, Abhishek and easy level bot are also very close to one another and could be looking to make certainly would be wanting to make a move and get on with it. But now Thakurva within DRS of.
And Utkarsh going on the inside of Azun, and he gets a move quite easily there.
And up ahead is his teammate. So is that Checo Perez? Yes, it is the Max Verstappen Red Bull chasing the Checo Perez Red Bull. So I expect there's going to be a team order. Are they going to swap? They didn't swap yesterday. Are they going to swap today? Let's see. Not on this occasion, no. So Mosquito driving his own race, and well, he's not going to let his teammate by on this occasion, or is he going to let him by at all? Well,
yep, it's going to be an interesting thing to see over there. Meanwhile, VFix is really close.
Ibrahim again. Jin and Ibrahim on the same corner where they crashed just one lap ago. Clashed rather, it wasn't a crash per se, but Ibrahim taking very odd lines and Jin trying to make the move, but he can't do much over there. So let's just focus on Oxford, who's getting very close to his teammate there, but he gets close, but he can't do much after
Oh, and
that. That's the
Spandan has a
problem. And
moment he
Spandan
goes
was very
wide.
wide. Yeah, and Azun on Utkarsh as well. That's a move which could have been made, but nonetheless, let's see. DRS is not enabled yet. It would likely be enabled this lap. Yes, it will be. So down the second straight, I don't expect this DRS to be enabled, to be available this lap. Let's see. No, it is not. So we'll have to wait at least one more lap. Easy
No,
level
it's
got
not
very
because the
close to
activate.
Abhishek's.
They have only one activation zone in Hungary, so it won't be activated this lap.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Utkarsh getting past Mosquito
Meanwhile,
there, his
VFix
teammate.
and Anton are going side by
We fix
side with
side by
each other.
side. And through this downhill left-hander, Anton has the better grip in the Alfa Romeo. Is Vivek going to be able to do anything about it? Vivek with the switchback. Can he do a switchback? He can't, but is he going to try to dive on, send one down the inside with a late dive? He is not. He is smart and he's playing his cards well. He is losing time, but well, good effort by him.
Easy level bot, meanwhile, is right at the back of Abhishek's as well.
I'm interested to see what Oxidize can do. So I think Spandan has a setup for the straights while Oxidize has a setup for the corners. Because look, he really gains in the second sector, but then he loses it all on the straights. So, what just happened there? He lost 2 tenths for no reason whatsoever. Is the timing screen glitching? What's happened between
I
Ibrahim
think